G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. Now, I started doing this off camera like I said last episode. So, actually, let's go back. Last episode ended, I said I was going to go upgrade all these smelters, and I started doing the process, going through the process. I upgraded these, which were really, really easy, because we had plenty of space up to here to change these temporary smelters over to our beacon smelters. Same time we just, upgrade planner, ran over all these belts, made sure they were all... Oh, okay. Ran over all these ore belts, made sure they all ran at blue speed, even though we don't really need a blue speed. Because the advantage of going for modules, we're basically putting in just a little bit faster than the red belt of ore in for a blue belt of ore out. And then when it comes down to these actual module builds, they're not even using a blue belt of plate out, or plate. So, yeah, it means that, as a matter of fact, like we could use red belt ore in for a blue belt plate out, and this would still run perfect speed. I forgot to mention last episode, I've actually found out that I can run these in 3 speed 3s with 3 prod 3s with 1 prod 6, and add in extra beacons, and it pushes up the copper usage, but still it's fast enough to keep the green circuit machine running at 90 items per second, and of that 90 we're only using like 75, so it's more enough. It also frees up a couple more productivity modules. So in fact all these builds over here are running on that design, and I haven't come over here and got the extra green circuits out of this build yet. I will do, but what I actually wanted to cover, and this episode shall be called, square peg round hole, because if we go grab one of these smelters, so one of these double smelters, and I hover it over, well, even the blue belt ones are fine. They're slightly longer. I have a bit more space down here. The build is slightly wider. If we line this up with the bottom copper one, we can see that each build is 2 tiles wider than the original steel smelters. So I am going to slowly lose space as I build these out. But when it comes to our steel build, which we have this steel build over here, if I copy that, which we know, by the way, outputs... It outputs a full blue belt of steel out. And I paste that, and I bring it over here. It's too long. If I shrink it down to like no inputs whatsoever, about that, it's too long. So I need to do some tweaking. But first thing I want to do is I got to move our titanium build. Our titanium build, we want a stock standard single smelter run because it's not double laned. That's all I need. And we're going to pop that there. I'm going to copy you two. I'm going to paste you up there. We are going to give you commands. Factory standard titanium 4000, please. And I want to copy that. And okay, that belt can go away. That belt can go away. That can go away, and that can go away because that's the pass-through belt. We're going to put you right there. That can go away. Upgrade that. Grab our titanium belt, and that's the other thing I want to do. I want to move everything over. So if I have space, I'm going to use the space. Run that straight up the side, and you actually make a turn there, under the row port, and straight in there. So that's titanium done, which now means this whole smelter array, actually all of these smelter arrays down to the, actually, hang on, double check. Our steel is only outputting a red belt of steel, right? Yes. Okay. So let's rip up from steel. No, from steel. Steel. Including the titanium. Go away. I have expanded storage because I have a feeling we're going to use a bit of storage. Just a tiny bit. Input priority left. I definitely want you to use titanium in storage over titanium elsewhere. And whilst the base is doing this, one thing that I haven't done yet, and we're probably going to spend a whole episode on next week, is proper recycling, because some of this is getting ridiculous. How the hell do I get recycling in there? Okay, if that power pole goes away, I can then put in one of them. There's still not enough room. Okay, if I put down... That'll work. Okay, one of them with one of them... No, yellow belts get upgraded, so I'm not worried about... No, that was the one I wanted. I want set requests. Yellow inserters. Okie dokie. Because there's 10,000 of them in storage. Input priority. Right, please. I'm now curious how much yellow belts in storage. 1,000. It's fine. They'll get used. Yeah, green size is not really running terribly quickly. At all. Alright, another rocket in the air. Hopefully they'll use... Yeah, I need to start using up the 10,000 inserters we have available in the network. Because my Make Everything does not recycle yellow inserters. The idea is they just disappear into science. Swap over robots. Let's use those robots. Start getting some of this stuff cleaned up. That's the titanium belt. Spaghetti power wires can go away. Roboports can go away. That can go away. We'll just trim stuff out of our way so we've got some room to move. Okay, steel. This is probably my best option. The little half steel build. And I do want to overlap beacons if at all possible. Is that going to give me enough room to route belts up? It should do. Move you up a couple of tiles. Paste that there. Swap over the robots because the construction bots are way better at constructing, and the construction drones are way better at deconstructing. Who would have thought? Okay, run. This is our first belt, and I actually want to plug this in straight away because I want to know how much steel this is actually going to make. Because I do have an option to extend it. Like, I can put more on the end. And yeah, we're down to just 4 productivity modules we're short on. Which means hopefully by the time we finish doing this and I do whatever other tweaking between episodes, it's 11. So if I do 4 of them, that'd be 44. And you do how much? 2. So I take 11 and I change it to 13. 13, 26, 52. And steel's always been a bit of a problem in this space. On and off. The bottleneck keeps moving. Okay, what we're going to do, because I can, is we're going to throw an extra build on there, which only requires that and power. Okay, and then we're going to copy that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I've built, I've bought myself this much space currently to start doing smelters. But as we discussed, all the smelters are slightly larger, slightly wider, not longer, wider. I want speed modules. No, I want a trash titanium plate. I want trash iron. I want trash steel. I want trash mini me's. Why the hell do I have some of this stuff on me at all? They can go That can go. That can go, that can go, that can go. I guess that's a start. Yeah, sure. Because the base is not making speed modules fast enough. Not a hope. I need to move a substation over to here to power up everything in the middle. Alright. We have that belt, which goes that direction. We have, of course, a pipe would be exactly in the way. And then that belt goes there. Okay, so square peg, round hole. Step 1, steel. Hang on, that goes there. That goes there. I have one extra line. Okay, originally we had 5 lines in, now we're down to just 4 lines in. Yes. Okay. I need to work out which one to get rid of. Okay, if I run U straight, U straight, U straight, U straight. That's the best one to get rid of there. Which means that's the best one to get rid of there. Which means that goes away. Which, no, wrong button. Which means you now have a completely unnecessary zigzag in you. But that's fine. Alright. So, steel is now running. We just need to give you an output. Which is really easy because, well, it's going to be weird because we're going to have like 60 items on a belt. I think. What was the math? 46? 12 smelters are not doing anything. Which 12? The 12 not getting any ore. Wait for that to feed through. You're running, you're running, you're running, you're running, you're running. 53. So in theory, I did green belt. Oh, screw it. Green belt's not that expensive. Everything from there down needs to be green belt. Which then technically means my whole steel bus needs to now be green belt. But that's still up and running. We should put a draw on all 4 lanes. We should see all 4 lanes running beautifully. Excellent. We should upgrade planner later. Okay, so that's the first one done. That's the easy one of all of them. That's the easy, well, yeah, easiest to do. Okay, next one is a brick smelter. Now, because brick takes twice as long to craft, you need basically a double long smelter to get it done. So we're going to dump that there. And the difference is... Actually, there is no difference. No, I'll literally just take 2 belts of stone in, so is what I have right here, and feed that right the way through. Plus, I also have a belt of stone, the stone itself, that actually disappears into the bus. So that goes up there. That goes up there. That'll give us brick. I'm going to have to move our concrete production as well. Our belt of just stone. Yeah, I do want it to come up to the same... Well... We'll leave that. I don't know what's happening with that. But I do know, actually, we'll use this one so we keep power going. That can go... And that can go. That at least tells us sort of what's still to remain to be moved. Okay, so just to confirm, you should be outputting a blue lane of bricks. Okay, that's a little bit over a blue lane of bricks. Did I boo-boo? I did boo-boo. Well, that's an awful lot of bricks. Okay, it's fine. We're going to have bumper bricks. Alright. Brick smelting. Brick smelting comes with this as well. Do I have room for that? One, two, three. If I move everything over a beacon's width, that'll give me a bit more room up here. Okay, so this is just concrete with lots and lots of funky inserters and stuff. But oh, and you need iron ore. Alright, ignoring this problem for now. Completely ignoring it. Pretending it doesn't exist. This is all about the square peg round hole problem. There are sometimes you're just going to come back and just going to go, nope, just ignoring that for a moment. We'll come back to that problem after we organize some other things. Okay, so that puts stone back onto the bus. Brick. We're just going to do this for the moment. So it's patched in. That's our brick recycling. That's our brick off the bus. So we do want to move that. Sure. Can I shrink that? No, not really. Turns out there's no robots in this area. Voila, fixed. Okay, so then I move on to actual iron smelting. Now, actual iron smelting, this, don't forget, is 2 lanes. It's 2 lanes of plate out. Okay, so that is 2. No, we have to move forward a beacon. So that's 2 lanes, 2 lanes of plate, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to put down 3 of these at least. 2, 3, which is going to slowly move the whole bus up. I want substations. We're going to want to put 1 there and about 1 here. Everybody happy? Almost. Okay, so back to iron problems. We want to use that, and I want to rip up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we've got 6 lanes worth. Okay, we need to make sure we get iron ore recycling. Let's go to there. Or do I just accept my losses and have a big blank space and put these down here? Actually, you know what? Let's do them both in one here. Let's remove copper as well. So, come on, bots. Hurry up. Did I add enough storage? Yeah, I think so. For the moment, at least. I do have to make sure that after this episode we work out some decent recycling. Like I ripped up high-tech science. Please tell me we recycle that. We do. Please tell me that so it can go faster. Like way faster. Ah, wrong bots. They just ran off in the wrong direction. Oh, there they are. Like I said, these guys do way better than the construction bots. I think it's just the fact that they don't need to recharge. And with their like, little zappy thing, like if there's 100 plate in there, they just pick up 100 plate. Whereas the normal bots, like if they're going to carry a capacity of 3, they pick up 3 plate over and over and over. Yeah, we're going to put one of these here. And we're going to go... There is no free construction robots. Good. Go, my little drones. Almost. Oh. Back to my magic box of dumpies. I might want to keep them. Alright, back down here. Almost done. Last little bit. Okay, now that's done, let's remove... Let's just take that off the list. Oh. Okay. That one. Yeah, I don't see any trains in this section. I just want to remove the small power poles, like all of them. Be gone. Horrible, horrible things. Like so many things are going to have power problems. Oh, this whole side of the base. And that whole side of the base. And the whole base just went dark. All our nuclear power ran through the smelters on small power poles. Yep, I'm really glad Factorio doesn't have any, like, you know, maximum power voltage through one power wire, anything like that, because that would be horrible. Alrighty. That roboport can go away. That roboport can go away. Do you have power? No. That roboport can go away. That power pole can go away. We want to have a big electric pole there. Hook you into there. Hook you into that small power network. Is this all still depowered? You're powered. Oh, you're missing by a tile. Whatever. Okay. Alright. So, we need 3 of these for copper. So, let's start at the bottom. Actually, this is starting to look way easier than it should be. And 3 of these for iron. Which goes, roughly there. How about there and there? We'll line them up together. Okay, so this should mean... That's iron 1. Let's try and straighten up our belts at the same time. That's iron 2. That's a go away. Swap my robots back. Power wires. Do you come with power? You do come with power. Hooked up to a power that's going to get ripped up. Change you to a substation Mark 3. That should fix our power problems in here entirely. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Okay, that goes away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So that means all of that can be gone. Be gone with you. Be gone with you. We want you will do nicely. Nope. You will do nicely. We want you to have input priority right. We're going to put down one of those. We're going to put down one of those. Yeah. I'm going to have you bring in iron ore. 8,000 network. It's a tiny bit. Okay. Obviously, we're missing undergrounds. And a filter stack inserter? Where the hell's that? Oh, up there. You could actually be any type of inserter. It really doesn't matter. But I wanted undergrounds. With undergrounds, with speed modules, with undergrounds. Everybody looks pretty happy now. Okay. So before we go any further, let's try and rehook up iron. That's iron. No. Really? I'm out of undergrounds already? Ain't good. Nearly enough. 22. I'm auto-trashing them. That's what half the issue is. Okay. So that's iron 1. Actually, it's more convenient for you to go straight through. That's iron 1. It's iron 2. That's iron 3. Oops. 4. 5 and 6. Do you really deserve power? Like, really, at the end of the day, do you actually deserve to have power? Sure. Okay, so that's iron hooked back up from the looks of it. Yes. And don't forget these builds don't quite output a full blue belt. There's a little bit of lying and fiddling in there, but it's good enough, close enough, we'll accept it. Because the only way to fix it is put another smelter on the end that does a 50-50 output to both belts, which is just a pain. And then would fix the problem, but like I have so much overproduction, then it's just not worth it. Okay, so then we need to do the same with copper. I have that. Yeah, go away, power poles. You can go away. You can go away. All right. So copper. We might rejiggle that up higher. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looks like it's easy to bring that up, that up, that up, and that up. Okay, so where were we? We're bringing top belt in here. Nope, second belt goes in there. Third belt goes in there. Fourth belt goes in there. Fifth belt goes in there. Sixth belt goes in there. Jetty's deconstruction planner gets out and gets to have a field day playing cleanup. That, and that. We want one of those there. We want your input priority right. We want to there with a loader. I keep forgetting I have them on the toolbar. 5,000. Let's go with requesting 150 a time, please. Alright, that goes away as well. Alright, so that means all of that goes away. That coal belt goes away. Funny enough, this on our very original coal now has nothing to do. And I feel bad having coal here, so we're going to have to... What's that coal for? Is that coal for... Oh, it's coal for that smelter. Well, that smelter's about to go. We're going to have to reroute that coal to here for plastic. So we'll leave that for the moment. Alright, let's go tie in these belts. So we have... 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, that definitely shrunk down our whole smelter array. We can leave this, apart from the fact you don't get brick. To correct the fact that you don't get about brick, I think the easiest answer is put a splitter in here and run the belt. Oh boy. Run the belt along there. Yep, means that can go away, that can go away. Iron ore is a different question entirely. Iron ore ends there. I definitely need iron ore because I definitely want to continue with our ability to concrete the world. Priorities. And eventually we will start making refined concrete. Not today. Not today. There's not going to be a lot of iron ore left, but it's concrete, so it doesn't have to run terribly fast. You were missing a filter inserter, which you don't need. You just need it. Turns out it was in my inventory. Fine, whatever. Actually, you're only going to run if bricks is under 1,000, because there's probably way more than that in the network already. Speaking of recycling, we had to make sure we did something with iron, because iron and copper. So we have a pull off. I need a push on. So I need a requester, one of them. Plate. Yeah, 135,000. You do not have any type of logistics, so that's not going to work. We're going to have to use a good old-fashioned inserter. And we're going to cap to... Well, you're pulling out 1k. So if iron plate is greater than 2,000, then we'll let you run. I'm going to have you input priority right. And then copper, I literally want to do the exact same thing. Input priority, your other right. Yep. So I'm going to copy that, paste it there, change that from iron to copper, put that back, change you from iron to copper, cut that whole assembly, pick up the iron plate, put it back down, and then do that. Done. So, that'll recycle both of those. Why are you not outputting? Why are you not outputting? Oh. That will explain why you're not outputting. They're technically in range. Yeah, you are hooked up to the network. That'll do. Copper ore, good, great. We've got copper ore recycling, we've got iron ore recycling. There should never be iron ore in the robot network or copper ore in the robot network, so they can just go away. Battery production seems to be lopsided. Just is. Probably because your inserters are shit. Yeah, Yes, because your inserters are shit. Done. What else? Buy. Okay, so that's pretty much my plan for this episode. Actually, no, there was one other thing I wanted to do. You guys probably don't need to see this bit at least, but we should be able to squeeze that. Okay, not so much. This just adds steel to the network. Do we need vast amounts of steel in the network now? 10k, probably. Okay, buy the same token. If I just copy that part. Even that's slightly too big. I don't know. I'll work this one out off camera. On a side note, because we're making... I can finally type. Because we're still making a decent amount of modules, we're up to 19. I was hoping to be higher. But at least it means this is all running now. A massive oversurplus of blue circuits, which is unfortunate, because I really was hoping we'd have... Yeah, now it's just looking like we don't have enough red circuits, which should not be the case. They're all running. They are definitely all running. It could be that you're calculated to need 90 green circuits, and I'm feeding you a belt of 75. That might have something to do with it, because Jetty forgot that purple belt only does 75, not 90. So that might be some of the case, although it looks like it's running fine, even with that technical shortage. Oh no, that one's a little bit delayed. Okay, I need to go down and add more purple belt down here, or green belt, just some sort of belt so it goes faster. Finish tweaking this to make sure they're running at peak performance. And then, yeah, next episode we will try and do... Actually, next episode is the last episode of the week. So next episode, I promise we do have some fast and light drives up here, sitting here, waiting to be launched, along with... In theory, our efficiency module count is going up, although I actually think it's going down. I have no idea where the efficiency 3s are going, because I keep checking and there's nothing that needs them, but they keep disappearing. So yeah, next, tomorrow's episode, we will finally launch our first few subscribers off. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and clicking that subscribe button. So we'll launch off the first few of them, at the same time. Actually, maybe I've got enough modules now. I've definitely got enough modules. I could probably replace all of this off camera, as well, because all this is about the drive for more UPS, and replacing all the smelters in the base hasn't made much, like maybe another 5 UPS. Well, actually, I need to crank it up to that speed. Yeah, we're up to 135. So 40, 135, 140. Yeah. Replacing things that just lots of little inserters, lots of little active entities going to a module beacon build means basically I went from a point where we were running at 50 UPS and I was like, that's probably about as big as we can build, to I'm back at 130. So I can just double the size of the base without an issue and it would run perfectly fine. So yeah, this is why we've had this week of just trimming things where we can. Obviously, I'm wasting some amount of energy or some amount of CPU cycles on nuclear power. If I went for all solar, that would definitely be a great idea. Maybe it's something we should start doing next week. Start laying down a bit of a solar field. That copper has a giant chunk out of it already. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But that's where we're going to call it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. All right, bye.